Yes, sir. Yes, sir. On this episode or this live, I got my guy Jack here from Hood Sommelier, and I'm gonna bring him on right now. Let's go ahead and get to it. What's
What
up,
up?
Jack?
What
How
up?
you
What up?
doing?
Another day in paradise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I brought Jack on to tell us a little bit more about bourbon because I'm kind of a rookie in this world. I do got a lot of bottles and I just taste them for taste, and he can get more in depth with that. So I brought Jack on. I'm gonna let him tell him a little bit about himself so y'all can get to know him, and then we're gonna get into tasting some bourbon.
For anybody here, I'm Jack Bigadoo, also known as the Hood Sommelier, and I walked into the whiskey industry about 2018, 2019, mainly because there wasn't a lot of people that looked or sound like me at that time. And I really wanted to bring some education to the folks on things that have been distilled and make us minorities a better consumers and educated consumers. That's all I wanted. Um, it started with just me teaching my friends in my basement, starting with a few bottles. Now is too much bottles,
Yeah.
and I'm now took it to the level where now I do food pairings, I do whiskey education sessions, and I try to take it deeper in to help people navigate the world of spirits in general. So that's
Yeah.
me.
Well, hey, and I'm telling you, he say too many bottles. Bruh got a
Relax.
lot of bottles. and you'll think, okay, you're a bourbon drinker or whatever, you got too many bottles. Why do you just don't drink the same one? Because everything has like its own expression, its own time put into it, their own work. It's like a baby that you took care of. You want to see it grow. You put in work in the garden. You want to see that, and you savor those moments because you respect the spirit so much. So that's what I like about the bourbon community and the cognac community myself. Like y'all know, I'm the yacht king, so that's what I like about it. So yeah, man. I got a few handshakes over here from you, and I want to know before before we get into. You got anything else you want to say before we get into the
Oh no, no,
talk
no.
about
Hey,
bourbon?
I'm here. I'm here to answer any question. I'm here to have a good time. I'm here to taste some stuff, talk some stuff, and
Yeah.
hopefully we
Well,
end the night
well,
feeling
I got a
good.
few questions for you anyway because I get confused a lot, and maybe everybody else get confused too with the verbiage, right? So
Okay.
small batch, bottle and bond. I
hmm
understand what bottle and bond mean, but small batch, bottle and bond, single barrel. Can you kind of lay that out for us so we'll have a clearer mind of what we're picking for since that's your whole stitch and your whole goal?
Oh yeah. So there, what you have to understand when it comes to bourbon in particular is that there is marketing terms and there is legal terms. Now, the legal terms are set by the TTB, the Trade and Tobacco Bureau. They're the one where if you drink a whiskey and you think something is wrong with it, they're the law when it comes to whiskey. They set the rules and regulation that has to do with anything that is produced as spirit in America. Now, there is marketing terms. That means the TTB allow you to market something, but doesn't necessarily mean that that's a legal thing. So I wanted to make those two difference.
Yeah.
Small batch is a marketing a term. It is not a legal term. There's
Okay.
no legal definition for small batch. When someone is saying I'm making a small batch, all they're saying, according to what you hear from most distillers, is they took 10 to 15% of the barrel they produce from one distillation to bash together because they felt like those barrels that distillation went in have a unison of flavor. So they bring it together to give you kind of that special flavor out of the whole set. Let's say somebody did 50 barrel when they distill their spirit. And now they took 10%, that's 5 barrel, and they go, these 5 barrel taste so unique in their own. I'm gonna blend them together and I'm gonna make a small batch. That doesn't mean is legal, because if we go 10 to 15%, what if somebody's running a bigger distillery and they got 5,000?
Yeah.
That means that's 500 barrel that they can call a small batch as well.
All right. So it doesn't
So
matter. It doesn't matter about the number in the small batch. It's just
correct.
whatever you
It's
want to say.
exactly, it's just them trying to tell you that we took a smaller portion of the mass of our barrels to make a batch for y'all to enjoy. Perfect example, Elijah Craig small batch.
Okay.
Elijah Craig small batch, Heaven Hill distill over what 500,000 barrels a year.
That's
So in no way when you say small batch, that's gonna be over 50,000 barrels.
yeah. But so you can't expect the same taste just because it says small batch. It can taste similar, but you might be missing.
Actually, usually the small batch all have the same uniformity.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so because they're blending it together to kind of give you that one kind of flavor that you're looking for. So that's where you sit.
All
So
right.
ain't nothing legal about it. Anything can be small batch. You and I can make a small batch, and there's no requirement legally to do that.
So it has to be 2 barrels or more to be small batch because
It
if it's
doesn't.
one
It
barrel, it'll
could,
be
it
single.
could be. It could be 1.5 barrel, and you can call it
Oh,
small
okay.
batch.
All right. All right. I got you.
So actually, the other two expression that you said are legal definition to them. There is actually, I even lied. Single barrel is also not a
Oh.
legal definition. There's no such definition as single barrel. So one day I came on TikTok and I said single barrel doesn't mean shit, and I walked away. And people lost their mind, right? They're like, "Oh, why are you saying single barrel doesn't mean shit?" Single barrel is a contract between you and the distiller, or you and the person in the brick house. There's no legal definition for single barrel.
All right.
What it means is that you trust me or the person filling that bottle that they only use one barrel to
Oh
create a
man.
single barrel.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But
I don't
that's
like.
what I'm telling you.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, everybody goes single barrel, but think about it. Really think about it. Blanton's is a single barrel.
Yeah, that's what I like Blantons too. So,
But do you think that that's just one barrel?
well, the way they selling it now and the way how popular it is, I'm on the other side of things. I'm thinking like, man, I don't know if it's 1 barrel, but they
So
they do good work too. I heard at Buffalo Trace, so I don't know. I don't know.
Buffalo Trace, there's only two school of Buffalo Trace. You either love him or hate him. There's no such thing as just being a middleman for Buffalo Trace. He is a very divided place. But if you think about single barrel doesn't mean anything. It's not legal. So now if you see single barrel pick, then you're like, okay, is a single barrel, and it was also a barrel pick by whom? Now you have a person you trusting to actually know that they picked that barrel. That means they went, they saw, they picked, they signed, and the barrel went through the processing limited to a number of bottles.
I got it now. So I understand what you're talking about now because I used to wonder, like, I got this foolproof Wellers. And I used to wonder why they always want the ones like even the Eagle Rare, why everybody always want the ones with the sticker on there. The
Mhm.
sticker means it's legit single barrel, I guess, right?
That was
And
picked by somebody
if you
specific.
trust that charity or that store or all right.
Exactly.
Hey,
Exactly.
you opening up my eyes now, brother.
So so that's why when I do my single barrels, I tell people all the time, it's not about where I'm picking the barrel. It's about you trusting my judgment, my palate, and the team of people I brought in to select this specific barrel for you.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about one of my single barrel pick today because you have in front of you.
All right.
Um, and that lucky seven that
Yeah.
that you have there, that's a single barrel. That's a single barrel pick, 14 years old, picked between me and my fiance. I call
Okay.
it lucky. I'm in love with my best friend. That's what we call that one.
All right. So I'm gonna let you go to bottle and bond and explain because
So
I'm ready to
the
dig into
only
this right now
legal
because it's
term
got me excited, bro.
I know, the only legal term that we have is the Bottle and Bond Act. So that is a legal act that was set by Congress to protect consumer against bad whiskey making, because at the end of the day, bourbon or whiskey is a food product.
Yeah.
That's what most people don't know. It falls in the food category because you take grains, you mash them, you distill them to make whiskey. It is a food product.
All right.
So that was the first one of the first consumer protection act to protect people, because it used to be people will make shine, then they add coloring, then they add nails, then they add a bunch of stuff in there to actually make it look like bourbon and bootleg it and sell it. And
Yeah.
people were getting sick, people were dying, and at the end, it was affecting companies' work. Your worker goes to work today, come back the next day, and say he died in the bathroom. So they had to do something about it. But the person that pushed that act is Colonel
EH.
Edward Haynes Taylor.
All right. So yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
So
And
so that person pushed it to Congress to make sure that we protect consumers. One of it has to to be bottled and bond. It has to respect four rules. The whiskey has to be aged. It used to be in the past in a bonded warehouse for a minimum of 4 years.
all right.
Minimum. So bottle and bond can be more than 4 years. I heard somebody say, "Oh, if it's 6 years, it's not bottle and bond." No, it could be 20 years. It could
That's
still
like
be
kind of
bottle and
like
bond.
XO cognac got to be 10 years or
Correct.
10 years or longer.
Right. So 4 years minimum. Number two, it can only be bottled at 50% ABV or 100 proof. It
Oh,
cannot be more than that. It has to be absolutely 50% ABV or 100 proof.
okay.
Number three, the distillate can only come from one distilling season. So every distillery have a distilling season. So, same as the temperature. So you have the fall distilling season, you have the summer distilling season. You can't take one distillate from a season and
And
mix it
mix
with
it.
another one.
All right.
You can't have one distilling season.
That's a lot of
And
pressure back in the day to
yeah.
put that on
Oh no.
people.
Oh, back in the day, the taxman was standing by the door and checking on the strip. So if you look on your EH Taylor,
Yeah,
you
I
see
got.
this?
Yeah,
You see this strip right here?
yeah,
That's a tax strip.
yeah. I got a few of those on the old cognacs that I have.
Correct.
So
So those tax strips are very important because that's how the taxmen used to collect their money on the barrel of whiskey that you put in. So they can actually, the reason why they were called bonded house is because the bondsmen and the taxmen will come and seal the place with a specific bond strip so no one can get in there.
so they just sealed it and set it there for 4 years
You got to
or
be
greater.
4 years.
Dang, man. Like you
So
opening up my eyes. That's why I like that is probably the reason I always like everything bottle and bond. I would grab anything bottle and bond and go with that over just trying something that I hear from somebody now. Because I was trying to figure out my palate, trying to figure out these different things. Now I like Buffalo Trace products and a lot of them hit real good for me. But all the EH Taylor say bottle and bond. So I like the longer age, like stuff that got 10-year statement. What about that? Can it have to have the 10 year? Is that
let me
legal?
finish the fourth rule before we
All right,
move
go ahead.
into
Go ahead.
that.
I'm sorry.
The fourth rule is it can only come from one distillery.
Yeah.
So one distillery, so it's four rules to be bottled and bond. One distilling, one distillery, one distilling season,
Yeah.
50% ABV, age a minimum of 4 years. That is the bottle and bond.
That's dope, boy. You educated me today.
So now age is also another divisive fact, right? Because when do you really know the bourbon is ready? You don't.
You gotta taste it.
Now remember, bourbon goes in a barrel. Barrel is sitting around. It could be depending on the temperature, the pressure, the rick house, where it is, the season affecting it. It could be 4 years, could be 5 years, could be 10 years. Proof is in Scotland, they do not touch their whiskey till it's at least past 7, 8, 9, almost 10 years before they start even considering it.
Yeah.
Because the temperature there is average about 45 degrees during the year. So it's so cold, the barrel doesn't have time to do the same thing that it does in America. In America, you go to Kentucky, you go to Tennessee, you go those places where it's hot till 100 and some degrees. Have you ever been into a rick house in the
Nah,
summer?
I haven't been in there though. But
Oh my God.
you clearing something up for Scotch for me. That's why you get those big old 12-year, 15-year,
Correct.
20-year dates.
Correct. Because he needs time to be able to be produced. Because you go into a rick house. I remember I went to Starlight. It was 92 degrees outside. When I walk into that rig house, temperature was 120,
Sheesh.
right?
Yeah.
So now what's happening there is that the wood, because of that temperature, is expanding, right? It's expanding. That heat is expanding the wood. What happened during today? Temperature dropped to 30 some degrees here, which I think 2 weeks ago I was in Kentucky, 40 some degrees. Now the wood is literally
Contracting.
retracting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now all the juice that went into that wood is not coming out into the liquid.
Yeah, I got you. Oh
So
man.
the more you see up down temperature, the more flavor you adding into that bourbon.
So that's why they like Kentucky, Tennessee area because it gets hot and cold really good.
Indiana, so they call it the Old West, right? You got Indiana, you got Kentucky, you got Tennessee, right? All those three states right there have crazy temperature fluctuations. So it's a
Yeah.
good thing
Because
for bourbon.
Florida, you'll get high proof though.
I tasted some whiskey, some bourbon from Florida. I'm like, ooh. I
Well,
mean, same thing. Texas have the same problem. It's too hot in Texas. So sometimes they gotta temperature control those areas because you have some of that Garrison brother sometimes that grows some hair in your chest.
oh, Garrison brother. Only thing I liked from there is that honey, and I know that's mixed with something else. So, but
Yeah,
it's an
it's
$80
it's, it's good.
honey. That's an
Yeah.
expensive honey. That's an expensive
Hey,
honey whiskey.
I had a chance to interview Dan Garrison, and when he talks about what they go through to actually do that, I'm like, you have a right to sell it at that time.
Oh,
Because
okay,
that area, the way they describe it is like they use like only certain flowers are growing in that area, so the bees are only going through those type of flower. So
that
that
makes
honey
sense.
kind of different. Yeah.
But it tastes delicious.
Oh yeah, it
So
is. It
I
is.
want to get into your pick prior or whichever one you want to talk about. But yeah, your pick right here.
That's a bottle. Yeah.
Yeah. Now this age statement says 14 years. So
14
could you
years. Yeah.
let's talk about and I love like a 10-year or greater. So
Yeah.
you said the age statement on the 14-year is that's not a legal term. You just
That
gotta
is a legal term.
it's
So
legal.
so it's a legal term. So the rule of bourbon is the same than anywhere else. So the rule of bourbon say if you put an age statement on it, that's the age of the you have to take that thing off.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah, yeah.
That's the age of the youngest whiskey in that bottle.
Oh, it's the youngest in there. Okay.
But this being a single barrel, since it was a single barrel, that means that this here is I spent the whole 14 year in that barrel. What's the proof on yours?
I got 18.8, 59.4,
59.4. So
59.4.
that's your proof right here. 59.4. That's the
So
proof that
so being that it's 14 years, right?
yeah.
And it's 59.4 and it's a single barrel. So they if it came out at a higher proof, did they just proof it down to get
Nope.
the bottles or they just came
Nope.
out? So it's barrel
It's
strength
whatever,
as well.
it's whatever the proof was.
So it's a barrel strength as well, then, huh?
Correct. Yeah. Single barrels usually a barrel strength.
All right. So what can I expect from this? Because I want to taste it with you, and I
Now,
want you to walk me through.
I'm gonna expect you to have a little bit of water on the side. I want you to have just a little bit of water on the side.
Okay.
I keep natural water on the side here because what's gonna happen is no. Okay, yeah, perfect. This is a little high proof, so you get the esters that are coming are gonna hit you a little hard because the ester that are coming on the nose are gonna be strong sherry oak. You get some strong sherry oak that are hitting you right away. You don't even get the sweetness. You get that bacon spice that is hitting you right away. So
Yeah.
sherry oak, the oak is pretty strong because of the proof of the whiskey.
Yeah, I can smell the oak in it, and yeah, usually high proof is a real alcohol forward on you, but
Correct.
it still got you should still smell some of like you said the oakiness in it. So
Correct.
yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
Nice. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah,
I told you it's gonna hit you a little bit.
got a peppery kick,
Yep.
warm down, but it's a good swallow. It's peppery.
Very peppery, but you
Like
got almost let it sit a little bit
yeah.
on your thing because the sweet notes are coming. Yeah, will come later. Yeah, if you take a little bit of that water sip, you realize some sweet notes are coming later.
See, the thing I like about my high proofs, I love making old fashions with them because
Right.
I like
You'll make an amazing old fashioned. You're right.
yeah, this got like this got everything that I want in an old fashioned type bourbon. It's high proof. It got a little fire in there, which the ice cube will tame. The the difference in the citrus will calm this down a little bit, but it'll still be a
And
good
before you
drinker.
take your next step, just drip a little bit of water in because I want to show you what I do when I'm breaking down a spirit. So as you tasting it, just a little drip of water in
Let me see.
will help. Yep.
Uh,
You're going. No, be free, be free. You're going. No, yep. No, drip a little more. Just a little more. You good. Yep.
oh,
You good. That's fine. Just roll it around. Let it sit a little bit and renose it.
that oh man, it changed it.
It does.
It
It
changed it.
does.
I smell like no alcohol now.
It gives you a little more of those floral notes, a little bit of that
Yes.
honeysuckle caramel notes that come through on there.
I smell the smell oak and honey coming
Hmm.
stronger. Yeah,
Hmm.
hey man, you teaching me how to do this bourbon right now. Much more tame.
Much more tame,
Oh my,
more flavor now.
sweeter.
Exactly.
It turned it sweeter.
Correct. And that's the one thing I try to tell people. Ain't nothing wrong with a little water in your bourbon. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
That turned it sweeter. What in the heck?
Ain't nothing wrong with a little water in your
Now
bourbon.
that's
Like
the
people,
now I taste a little caramel.
correct.
Oh, that changed the
And
whole.
if you pour some me when I'm drinking barrel proof, every sip I take, I drip a little water in. Every sip I take, I drip a little water, almost to the point where it become like almost a 40 proof whiskey. Because at that time, I'm getting the bottom notes. If you
Yeah,
think of notes, there's a high ethanol note, the middle note, and then the bottom notes.
that is delicious, bro. You picked the winner right there. Now, talk to me about how do you get an opportunity to go to the Rick House and all that and hang out with these brands and be able to pick something like this?
I mean, you really you first you have to have an audience that's willing to buy your bottle, obviously,
All right.
but also you have to ask the brand and show them that if you matter. At the end of the day, there is thousands of groups every day asking asking distilleries for to pick a barrel. And somewhere that distillery have to know that you have their best interest in mind as you actually are doing it. But at the end of the day, it's about people only do business with people they like or trust.
Yeah.
So if somebody like you and go, hey, I like how you talk about whiskey. I know you have an audience. We'll love, even when you ask them, you're like, hey, because sometimes it's me. I go, hey, I like your whiskey.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I come in and pick a barrel myself? And if you got the cash and you're good for it, you go in, you sit down and I deal more with brand that are love creativity. Those
Yeah.
brand first love three three things I look at. Minority, you want black folks in there?
Yeah.
Two, are you looking for something different? And three, do you look at me as somebody who can talk about your whiskey? If that's those three things are met, I would go there. I had a chance to sit with, I had my own Penelope pick, and I sat there with the whole Penelope team, and we just chatted. We came up with our own blend, and we went home, and that bottle sold out. Virginia Distillery,
Penelope
I
pretty new, and I like the architect, and I like their stuff a little bit, man. I
I have
like.
to send you. I have to send you my pick.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
I didn't know you could do stuff like that. So basically, it's money and relationship. As long as you got the
correct.
money, and long as you got the relationship, and they believe in what you're doing, you're fine.
So
It's not.
perfect example is you love cognac, right?
Yeah,
Love cognac. And let's say I love cognac too, but I'm very picky. Now let's say you're like, hey Jack, I really want my cognac. I want my single cask of my cognac.
yeah,
I speak fluent French. So I will start talking to the cognac brand like, hey, we'll love to talk to you, but the first thing we'll do, we're gonna talk to their exporter, right? There's always two or three companies that export that cognac.
yeah,
Go talk to the exporter, say, hey, exporter, we love this cognac. We always talking about it. We'd love to have our own. And these are small houses that will be honored to do some special with you.
yeah,
There's two ways it goes. If they say, hey, the importer likes you too, what do? They call the company, say, hey, do you have a cash sitting there? We would love to get some samples. They send you the samples, you like them, it's good. The importer get you set up. We find somebody that can sell it for us, like a store or sealbacks or anything they can sell it. We choose what we want. We start promoting it. Bottle comes, we can put a sticker on it. We can do it how, tater it however we want to.
yeah. Tater it
And
up.
it comes out. And that's how we work.
Yeah, that. Yeah, man, that sounds dope. And I'm glad I know. I'm glad I know what you speak fluent French like that, bro.
Oh yeah, no, when I told you when I interviewed Jean Filou, the cognac brand, I told him I tasted their single cask, and brother, when I tell you that was the most delicious cognac I've had in my life.
So what you said John Falou is with? Like what brand you say?
So the family is divided in two. Jean Filou, divided. They have Jean Filou distillery themselves, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And
I think I've seen that too.
yeah, they have old stock.
Yeah.
Like we're talking Grand Champagne, all d'age. Their average cognac is 15 years old.
Yeah. Yeah,
And I think I have the view thing of Jean Filou. If you never try Jean Filou cognac, I know you're a Henny person, but if you never
but
try Jean Filou, I will advise you to give him a shot.
but I think like I don't know. I'm thinking of the master distiller at Hennessy. One of their names is John
I
Falou.
I know. So you have to understand the
So it's
family name
confusing to me right
divided.
now.
Yeah, divided in two. So the Filou family married the Patrick Hennessy.
Yeah.
Patrick Hennessy and Filou family married together. So if you look on a bottle of Hennessy, pull a bottle of Hennessy.
Yeah. I already know. I already know, but I'll pull one. Hold on.
So you what do you call the insignia on your Hennessy bottle?
The brass arme. That's what you're talking
Okay,
about?
in French it's called the bras armé, which literally translate as the armed hand,
Yeah,
right?
on hand,
Strong
yeah.
hand. But if you look on the insignia there, you will see that there is like a caporal, like an army caporal thing, like those round thing at the bottom, right there. Those round thing at the bottom are the insignia of the Italian army. And the top of it, that hatchet, is the family, the Filou family that showed the harvest of those grapes from
Yeah.
the cognac region.
Yeah.
So the Bras Armé is the insignia of those two family coming together, the Filou and the Hennessy family. Obviously, the man, yeah, correct. The original brown made. That's exactly what you look at. Perfect. Yeah. So is the armed hand or the strong hand, right? Showing the strength between those two families. But you see that when you look at the special Hennessy, the master blend Hennessy, the
Yeah,
master distiller name is on it. But that family a long time ago, over 150 years ago, have split the name.
yeah,
So some of the older family had their own brand, but not known by people.
yeah. I was looking at that. That's why I'm confused because the first two Master Blender 1 and 2 has
Yeah,
John Fallu name, and then they got the eighth generation Master Blender
yeah,
Yon something Fallu.
correct,
And I know he did it for like 25 years or something like that.
correct. So the name Filou is not an uncommon name, right? It's
So
a
it did.
family.
So the family has a brand called John Fallu.
Jean Filou, yeah, not the family. They divided five generation ago.
So it's a brand of John Fallu. I'm just
Jean
gonna
Filou,
go.
no, that's
I'm
the
going.
that's the original farm that stayed away after they became Hennessy.
Oh, okay. So they. All right, I get what you're
Remember,
saying.
each that farm now is called the Hennessy side, right? Those grapes. That other part is called the Jean Filou farm. So that is the family house, the original one, and they have their own brand of cognac.
Yeah, because I was looking up the history of cognac and everything, and I know a lot of people they got married to people, they sold to people, they brought this
Correct.
brand, they
Correct.
sold it back. There's a lot of stuff go on in that cognac region.
It is like I tell people all the time. People think it's big, but it's actually a very small area. So things happen more in handshakes than they happen on paper.
Yeah. So that's
So
why that's why I'm shocked about that domain. The domains purchased by Uncle Nearest. Like, how did they
uh,
do that?
so I think I know what she did, but again, I cannot confirm nor deny.
Yeah.
If you understand the legality of how you can actually, she did what Didi did not do.
Okay. So he didn't.
So she did what Didi did not do. That's why Didi's cognac ended up just off the shelf and not good.
Yeah. So because he only got French brandy, he's not even in the cognac region.
Correct. But French brandy, he wanted to advertise it a cognac. He got stopped.
Yeah. So she did something like got brought into like an area that's there already, and basically like brought like MGP of cognac.
Not really. What
Oh,
she
okay.
did, because remember she bought a property.
Okay.
So the rules in the cognac area are if you own property passed down to you by a family, it is now the family legacy.
All right.
So you keep all the stock rules and everything that applies. So you can't just go by. It has to be passed down to you.
Oh, I don't know what she did there. I'm lost,
So
bro.
that's what I'm telling you that they're being. I mean, she went there about 4.5 times the last 2 years. People weren't paying attention. When I saw her visit the cognac region about 2.5 years ago, I'm like, interesting. Then I saw a trip again. When she posted, I'm like, okay. Oh, I went and looked at some farm. Mm, Imagine a grandpa or grandpa that never had any kids that have a good relationship with you and willing to actually still be keep the ownership of the family, but is willing to give you operation.
All right. That kind of makes sense. And
Now,
I'm
when you
con-
own the land, whomever owned the land own operation. So it's
yeah.
about owning the land. That's why you haven't heard a name. That's how you haven't heard a brand name. That's why you haven't heard any of that. You just heard that she owned land in the Cognac region.
Yeah, because the domains, that's where ABK6 is made. ABK6 VSOP is something I really enjoy. And I was
Okay.
trying to figure out like, is that what she owns that? No, but that's what I'm trying to
Operation.
figure.
Because what the money is not in the making of the cognac. The money
Yeah.
is in the grapes.
Yeah.
So if you got good land that produce good grapes, You can actually not even make cognac yourself. You can just sell the grapes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, you teach me a lot about cognac now, bro.
So just like wine, the grapes are everything. So she's now a landowner.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, when I read the article and I read, I'm like, fun. I see what you're out here doing.
Yeah.
That's a smart move. Whomever is her advisor in France, there is a really good advisor.
Yeah. Well, she making dope moves. I like it. I'm after tasting a lot of different bourbons and whiskeys, I'm kind of I was a big fan. I'm only a big fan of like the 1884 and the single barrel now of the Uncle Nearest. But before I was a
I'm a,
huge. It's a little more sour mashy to me though.
mm,
Or it tastes it
I don't
tastes.
think it's even that. I think I always say I'm not gonna lie. I keep it honest. Uncle Nearest has some expressions that are bar none on the market you can play with.
Yeah.
The 1884, I believe. No, the single barrel that they originally did.
Oh, I only got the one that they just put out, the black
No, no,
label.
no, no, no.
I like
I
that
have
one though.
like,
I like that one though.
we talking old, or we talking 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Single barrel that they put out. That one. We move on to that single barrel rye that they put out. Remember, she got good stock. Now my problem is there's no transparency at Oconiers.
Yeah.
There is none. And that I always had a problem with. Like you won't tell us where it's from, but you still selling that story. Now I know she's working on her own juice and she's working on her own thing, and that's not gonna come out yet because that's not ready.
Yeah.
When I visited the distillery, I saw the operation. So we don't know where it's from, but I know that what's her name? The master blender,
Yeah. I know.
uh Vicky, yeah. Um Auntie Vicky is doing an amazing job of putting those out. The master blender release series, the single barrel rye and the single barrel bourbon, you won't find anything on the market that tastes like that.
What about that 1820? What you think about that? Because I'm trying to be a collector of their brand as well as they grow, but I can't get my
I
hands
think
on.
the single barrel is the 1820, right?
Oh, that's it.
Yeah,
I,
that's the one. Yeah.
that's the original one I wanted to get. I want to
That
taste.
that that one is delicious. It's I mean, I'm telling you, I haven't seen bourbon like that.
Yeah.
It's good. It's delicious. And I finish a bottle and I keep one bottle just because that's the only thing I could get. Because it used to be she was smart that was only travel only, and
Yeah.
then they released it in a single barrel.
Yeah, she got some good advisors. It's gonna be hard to take over my favorite that well, my favorite three, Hennessy, Martell, and Remy to jump into that cognac because
So what's your favorite Remy?
my favorite Remy is the XO off
Okay,
off top. But I like 1738 because of the price. But
correct.
but the XO tastes great to me. I like the Remy XO. And I and they got this one called Club Remy. It's
Hmm.
pretty decent as well, but it doesn't taste like the signature Remy taste.
Correct.
That's the only one that I've tasted that's off of the signature Remy taste. Because all of them
Correct.
got, even the white Remy, you taste it, you're drinking Remy when you drink it. But that
Correct.
club, it's called Club D Remy. It's delicious, but it only has that hint of that grapey sweetness to it.
Correct.
It's like a little more tame with the sweetness.
Got it.
But
Got it.
let's get into this. I was trying to figure out the WT, and I know I knew for WTMK,
Yeah.
but
What do you think that is?
uh I was gonna say will it
Nope. What you have in your hand there is actually precious. That's
Wild
precious.
Turkey,
That's wild turkey. That's the master keep wild
Master's Keep. Okay,
master keep wild turkey.
yes. All right, Master's Keep Wild Turkey. I
That's
got.
wild turkey master's keep. I send you extra because you gonna love that.
And what's the potency on this Wild Turkey Master Keep? What's the potency on this? It doesn't say it
Uh,
though.
No, I want you to try. There's a reason why I sent it to you that way.
Okay. So
I want you to try it.
so
So
he
what
want
what does it, I want to make sure I remember the thing is MK what?
MK MK rye. It's a WTMK rye.
Okay, so that's the wild turkey rye.
Hey, and I really appreciate this because, bruh, oftentimes I don't get opportunity to taste some of this stuff because I can't even get close to it.
Oh yeah,
You
wild
know what I'm
turkey.
saying?
Brother, that is again. That was like one of my last pours. I didn't even know we were gonna go on a live and do this. I was like, somebody need to try this good juice that I tried in my
I
mouth.
said, I said, if I get this thing, because if I get this thing, I'm not gonna not go on live with you, and it's a perfect opportunity.
So I want you to try it. I want you to tell me what you think. This is a rye, right? It's a Master's Keep rye.
And I was just talking junk about rise, bro. I was just saying, I'm
And
not a
and
fan.
and here's what I'm gonna tell you. And I'm somebody who doesn't like rye. So
That's what I was telling everybody on live.
I don't like rye, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. Rye is one of those things where I want you to give it a little bit. Just let it roll on your tongue a little bit and let it go down. You get those nice floral notes.
It tastes like a strong cognac.
You see, you tasting the sweetness. Now let's do the same experiment. I'm gonna need you to add a little bit of water in there.
All right, I'm gonna do a drop.
I'm gonna pick up one of my wild turkey ryes because that one is gone. That's a gone.
I'm put one drop in here.
Yeah, put one drop in it.
I'll put a couple.
It
It got some heat to it, but I've been
does.
drinking I've been drinking a couple of shots, so it's not that hot. But the flooring is coming out.
Yeah, those floral notes
I can
come out.
smell some. I can smell some of the rye. That's what I smell on it. I think
Yeah. So what I like people to imagine when it comes to rye is I want you to imagine.
it smells like a
You
little
might
bubbly champagne a little bit.
correct. Imagine being a little bit of a flowery bed of lavender with a little bit of spice in it and some caramel. That's what a good rye should taste like. When you
That
add a little bit of that water now,
tastes like a little. I don't know. The water just changed the whole flavor profile. It tastes a little like peppermint, but not mint. It's like pepper.
right? Yep.
Like
So
it's
it's
supposed to be.
for me, that's what I tell people. That's clove.
Oh,
It's
clove.
clovey. Yep.
Yeah,
It's not pepper. It's clove. Clove can be spicy, but it gives you a specific taste.
it tastes like If you, I don't know how to explain it, but if you ever taste a peppermint, you taste the peppermint,
Peppermint.
but you
Yep.
taste you taste the taste first before you hit the mint, and it tastes like that part first. So it tastes like the peppery part of the peppermint, but he said it's clove, and clove
Mhm.
is a flavor that I have not tasted before, uh, in like a
If
bourbon
you
or
like Indian
anything.
food, Indian food,
Indian food.
Indian food has clove in it.
All right, I'm gonna get another pour of this, man.
You need to get another pour. You need to get into it.
Yeah. I like that. I like that.
That's the wild turkey. Those master keeps. Like for me, for example, when we were talking about the Bottle and Bond Act, one of the oldest bottle and bond that I actually have had and love with all my heart is a Wild Turkey Masters Keep 17-year bottle and bond. In my heart, I believe this is the best bourbon I've ever had in my life.
I got, bro. I gotta try everything. Bottle and bond. I'm gonna buy going forward because I
That
don't care
came out
what
in
the brand is.
2020.
I don't care what the brand is. If I haven't explored it, I'm gonna explore that bottle and bond because I think that's the best way to go. I think that's the
It
best way to
used to
go.
be bottle and bond used to be the standard. It used to be if you say I have a good whiskey, chances are it was bottle and bond.
Yeah, because
When that act was out, that was the best thing you can get on the market.
I'm a fan of this clove though, bro.
I'm telling you,
I don't like
if
rye,
it's a
but you
little,
got me. You
I'm
got me.
telling you, if it's a little chilly outside, and you pour a little bit that with a little bit of water on top of it, and you sit outside in that chilliness, you gonna love every drip of that.
You right.
You're
I'm a
gonna
fan.
love every drink with that.
I'm a fan of this clove here, bro. Hey,
Is
you
is
got
is
me.
it what lavender, clove, a little bit of that mintiness, some sweet caramel that come through, and that gets you there.
Like the
For
floral.
me, winter means rye. That's me. That's me. If it's cold, it means rye.
I haven't been drinking my bourbons right. You know why? I haven't been hitting. I haven't been hitting that little drop of water here and there.
Oh yeah.
I
If you
I've been slipping on my
tell people
pimping.
all the time, you don't. I started drinking hype. The only time you see me drink like high proof up is because I have to write a review about it or I'm filming, so I don't want to add water. So I will actually just taste it the way it was intended to. But if I want to enjoy a whiskey, I go. I even travel with this.
I got to get me one of those. Hey,
It's only a water dropper.
if y'all in the comments, drop a question that you ever had about bourbon and obviously cognac or any spirit now, and we're gonna see if
Scotch,
Jack
Scotch,
Jack knows.
bourbon,
So I
rye,
see like 4 or 5
whatever.
people in here watching. We'll throw the comment up on the board. We'd love for you to go ahead and drop a comment. If you want to jump on, say something, and I might throw another screen on, let you jump on and ask the question. For real. So if you got a question, drop a comment. Let's talk about it.
We keep going like this. I may convince you to become a Scotch drinker too.
I I don't want to get there yet because I got kind of out of control. And then like I got a collection and a selection. Most people like that drink like have they open all the bottles. Some of my bottles are not gonna get open. Like it's
I mean, you have some antique stuff even in
yeah,
those are like gallery, level things
yeah.
to look at. Like me, I just want to come in your house just to learn to see all the different bottle of cognac that I haven't seen yet.
Yeah,
But honestly,
sometimes I just buy stuff in the blind and don't know about it. It's just the fact that I have to jump on it before anybody else will, and then I have to learn about it later. And that's what I'm doing. I was just a Hennessy collector because of the different bottle designs and
yeah.
different. I used to collect only flavors, but
Oh,
now I jumped into the art too, which is a issue for me. Now I be buying all the art, and I buy the stuff from Japan, China, South Africa. The Mexico Hennessy tastes different to me than the United States Hennessy. You like when but I just try different ones, and I have more than just Hennessy, man. Like I have a Remy collection, and I have like a little Martell collection too.
maybe we may need to actually have a cognac night
Yeah, we can definitely do that. I don't know if you ever.
because when it's down to it, I think I have more Armagnac in my collection than I have cognac.
That's
And
what I got to get into too because
I'm
they're
surprised. Like you are. So do you know the difference between Armagnac and cognac?
it's just a different region, right? And I know they age a lot longer, so I don't know the exact different. I know it's a different region of France. It's just like cognac.
Actually, they're close to each other.
Yeah, I know. It's just like cognac, but they just have Armagnac, and Armagnac is cheaper and is big. It's more aged.
Remember what I told you about the grape?
The great bigger.
No, in cognac you can only use unique grapes. That's the
Yeah,
only
yeah. The
really.
uni. Yeah.
But in Armagnac you can use any grape
All right.
as long as they're grown in the region of Armagnac. Also, making Armagnac, they don't necessarily use the onion steel, the cognac onion steel
All
that
right.
is used. Sometimes they will use pot steel.
Yeah, they got a lot of going on, but I want to taste it because of the age quality. That it's
And
cheap.
and, I,
It's
and I'm
cheap for
telling you
like a
right
30
now,
year.
think about a stronger cognac. That would be Armagnac.
I like Kelt Castring 53.1. I
Uh-huh.
think it's 51.3 or 53.1. Uh, Rare cognac. I love that. Every bottle I had, knocked them off. $100 bottle though, so
I'm
I
I'm
can't.
I'm I'm telling you, you need to at least venture in Armagnac. The Vo or the Lord Armagnac is what I like because I had a chance to interview them, and the guy's he's just family owned, been doing this. They're on the fourth generation, no, fifth generation. Him and his brother run the operation there.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
I'm definitely gonna get into it. It's just the fact that I got when I look at I'm looking around like
oh my God, like you and I have the same. I mean, we have the same problem. Like
because if hey
if I turn this thing
Jack,
sideways right now, look at
I know you got a worse problem than me, but Jack, if I get into it the way I am, man, I get into it. You see what I'm saying?
I
I
understand.
I
But
don't.
what I tell people is but you gotta now if you here's what I usually say now if I know now, right? If I knew then what I know now, will I buy everything that I own? Answer is no. Answer is no. So here's what I do. As a matter of fact, you can even do it is because I know I want to get into something, I'm gonna seek out the people that are already into it. So guess what? I'm gonna get all the samples to figure out what I don't like. Then when I find what I like, then I get into it. Because I made that mistake already and I'm not making it again. When I
Yeah.
started in bourbon and scotch, dude, when I tell you I have so much single malt, some of them I didn't even open. I did just like what you did, from auctions to I have a 1913 or 1914 dimple. Just bought in auction because I thought it was the coolest thing ever. One of the oldest bottle
What's
I've
a
ever
dimple? What you mean?
is a scotch.
Oh, okay.
And the brand is called Dimple.
Oh, okay.
Literally,
I thought it was like a.
it looked like a dimple when you hold it.
All right.
But it's like, but those are all mistakes we've done. Like you are no longer a rookie. So if you're into Armagnac, I'm gonna pour a few sample of Armagnac, send it to you. If you like it, be like, nah, this is
I'm
not
gonna go
for me.
buy. Let me buy a few, and then you can convert like how you did with me with the bourbon. Let me
Yeah.
enjoy
But
it,
I'd
run
rather
through
send
some
you
stuff.
samples, you try it, and you go, you know what? I like this, but I don't like that. So maybe my palate is more here than this. When
So
it comes to scotch, literally when I teach scotch school, I remind people don't don't go buy every single malt you find. They're like, oh, what do you mean? Don't do it. Let me guide you. Let me
I
run you through
I got a scotch though. I got a scotch for you.
it. Okay.
This is one I
What is
like. This is one I
okay?
like. I don't really have a lot of scotches that I like. I do have Blue Label. I just got that.
That's just a flex. Okay.
Yeah, that's one of these right here because my homie say get it, but this is one I like though.
You own a blue label just because you want to flex. It's not because the quality of the single malt.
I don't know anything about it, but everybody likes it, so I got it. But this right here is Glenlivet 12-year illicit
Yeah,
still.
illicit still. Yep.
I enjoyed this. Let me get another. I got to get something different. I got to get another Glen. I want to taste this. Have you had it?
I've had it. I've had it as a pour. I think I have a bottle somewhere.
Oh, I don't want to. I don't want you to taste
But
it.
I would tell you, Glenfiddich was my first, you know, purchase in. Then obviously Glenlivet. I have a I have like when we talking Glenlivet, I have like an old Glenlivet. It's like a 1990 Glenlivet that are like pure malt. So I knew
This
that
the
oh, you
first one. This the first Scotch I taste ever.
what did you like about it?
Oh, no, I'm lying. The Worts was the first Scotch I taste. I put it in a Corona with
Oh,
some grenadine in it.
Doors?
Yeah, it was cheap. It was in the club one night,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
somebody brought it for me, and I didn't know what I was drinking. They were like, "Man, get this." I was like, they put it inside a Corona with
Mm-hmm.
a shot of Dewarts and some grenadine. But this
Okay.
right here was the first one I brought on my own, and I seen the cognac cast, and I enjoyed this one.
So
So
the great thing about single malt in general is that most single malt are aged in X something cask, X bourbon, X rye, X cognac, X wine. So the one thing about single malt is if you like specific type of spirit, you can find a single malt that was aged in that type of spirit. Rum
oh,
lovers, you got Balvenie, 14-year Caribbean cask. That's all rum. You got that Glenlivet 14 year, that's cognac cask. So if you are a profile, you got a profile that you like in spirit, you can find a single malt that have that. I grew up on wine, so I love wine cask finish single malt.
Yeah. I
So
haven't I haven't had this in probably a year.
okay,
So I'm gonna go ahead and taste it and see.
see if your palate's still
I,
the same.
the caramel is there though. Let me get some
Hmm.
water though before.
Yeah, let's see if the your palate's still the same.
Yeah,
That's the
so
one thing
this
I tell you what. I bought something 5 years ago,
so
opened it,
for
tried it, didn't like it, came back to it 5 years later, and I'm like, why do I like this?
so this is 48% alcohol by volume. I smell no alcohol on it.
No,
And
you shouldn't.
I reseal my packages with like another cellophane type thing
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
heat package it. So because I haven't opened it for a while, so it's got like a vanilla caramel taste, but it's really smoky.
Hmm.
Smoky finish. But I can deal with the smoky finish because the beginning is so delicious. Like that's why I like this. And I brought this because of the amber bottle. It was the only one that was had the amber bottle.
Okay, all right, all right.
So I
Ta-
just chose it.
Tater Dumb, what's up, Tater Dumb? It's actually the tater.
Tater, Tater, what's up? We'll put you on the board. You got a question for us? Hey, we looking to answer any question
I
about
love, I
bourbon.
love, I love Tater Dumb portfolio. The profile picture. That mullet is all time.
Yeah,
That's all time.
We got Tater on the board, man. What's up, Tater? And another thing I like trying is celebrity stuff. I can't get enough of that.
Nope, nope. That's where you and I part ways.
I love talking junk about them, and I love
Oh
if they
no.
take. See, my
Here,
whole
here, here's what I know. Here's what I know in my hearts of hearts. Here's what I know. I only posted one celebrity thing, and that's only because he's my favorite comedian. That's it.
who is that?
Kevin
Kevin Hart.
Hart.
Oh,
That's
all right.
it.
Yeah, all right. I see.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If a celebrity name is attached to any spirit, consider me running the hell out of there. Like I'm not even. I'm not passing go. I'm not collecting 200. I'm going to jail. Just let me go. Let me go because I truly have never had any Terramana. Eh, what do you call it? What's the other one? Celebrities and whiskey
But
for me.
Kevin Hart's is good. Another celebrity,
It's
I
all
like
right.
Jay
It's not
Z's
good.
do.
It's all right.
I'm gonna tell you what I like legitimately. I like Jay Z's do say that was good to me.
You said you know the only. So here, let's be clear about two things. Ciroc Douce. This is not me knocking my own people. I appreciate their hustle. But here's what I know. Ciroc and Douce are not the top of their line. They're not the best of their line.
No,
I had vodka that is much better than Ciroc.
I don't.
I've had cognac in my life much better than Douce.
Oh, of course. But I'm
So
saying
when it comes to it, I'm like, what I hate is, I mean, do you know who I actually have beef with?
who
Like, I got beef with because I had to spend my money. It's 50.
50. Oh, bruh, what you see that?
50, 50, 50 owes me money. He owed me $175. 50, I want my money. That
I brought that
shit ass cognac that you put out on the market, Branson or whatever Branson, 50
Galvin
owe me
draw.
money because he came to Nebraska here. He convinced all of us to actually buy his cognac. We spent a shitload of money. I bought the XO,
That's
and I
what.
tried.
Ooh.
I
Hey,
tried that XO 50. With all due
I'm
respect,
gonna
go
go
fuck
show
yourself. You are terrible at choosing cognac. and you should not be in the cognac business at all because that Branson
We going.
is trash.
Hey, since we going, and the bottle looks garbage too. Like this don't even fit on the bar good. It looked like a
That
genie.
Branson
A,
cognac, and this is, you know, 50 is an amazing singer. He's an amazing director. I love Power. He does an amazing job.
this.
I love. I even love his show he did with that lawyer that went to jail and became a lawyer.
Oh,
I
that
love
that
everything.
that show was good. It was what it was called. I don't
But
know.
when it comes to cognac, 50, you owe me money. You owe me $249 for that shit trash ass cognac you
For
put in that bottle of Branson and trying to sell to me. No.
yeah, because the bottle is a. They try to steal the Remy Martin look with the circle, right? And I brought a shot of that at an actual restaurant because I didn't want to buy that 200. It was like 250 by the time I was
Correct.
ready to buy it.
Correct.
And I was like, man, forget that, bro. Because I taste the regular VS and then I taste the Phantom.
Oh
And
my God.
both of these
That
are subpar.
him and Diddy need to take whatever they did in cognac and throw that shit away. Throw it away. Throw it away. Don't
I
don't,
I
don't ever put that stuff. That is you should be charged for actually having people drink that thing. No, that's
hey
a no for me.
Galvatron, we agree with you. This is not good. It tastes like E&J VSOP.
You like I'd rather drink Paul Masson. I'd rather
I'll
drink,
drink the Paul Masson VSOP, which tastes a little different profile. And I know it don't mean nothing, but I
but
would I would drink this over Paul Masson, but
I would
E
I
and
would
J
drink.
not no.
I'm like, what in Jesus' name do y'all think about to put out subpar shit? I'm like, aren't you supposed to be a celebrity, which means that you actually know what the sense of quality and standard is? Who is advising y'all
They
on
don't.
picking up this trash ass thing
It,
to sell
it's
to the
it's
public?
non-drinkers putting out drinks because somebody told them they could. And another thing I want to say is like what's E40. He makes a good VSOP to me. Decent VSOP.
I, when
Tycoon.
I tell everybody, right? Uh, Didi, 50, and Jay-Z made me lose faith in any other celebrity that's trying to put out anything. I didn't try E40. I said, unless E40 himself send me a bottle, I ain't spending my money on it. Nah.
Yeah, that
Nah.
Tycoon VSOP is pretty decent to me. And who else put out? Did you try Shannon Sharp?
No, I think he called it Andre or something like that, or what
Shay
do you call
Shay Laportier.
it? Yeah, shit, yeah, like Portier. No, no.
All right, we got a question from a long time subscriber, Alpha House. What's y'all thoughts about Penelope Rose cast bourbon? I haven't had it,
Rose,
and I know this the
Penelope
right
Rose,
person to ask. I'm glad you came on.
but the Penelope Rose cast definitely is the beginner bourbon. So if you love good flavor, I think Danny, the master blender, did a really good job on that. And that rose cast, that cast specifically, they picked that cast. They know where those casts come from,
At this.
and I'm telling you, it's just is good, solid bourbon. Like if you even if you're not a bourbon lover, you'll love that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, that definitely something you need to pick up,
So
and
what
that
do you know off top either you or Alpha House what is the strength on that?
it depends on the batch.
Oh, okay. So I got this right here. It's 4 grains barrel strength.
Yeah.
So this don't batch. It doesn't really mean anything. It's bourbon whiskey. So if it says bourbon, it can be aged how long?
It doesn't even matter.
6 months, huh?
No, but usually no, you but those barrels are average about 5 years.
Okay, but it
Yeah,
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The rules is not.
it's been aged in a barrel. That's it. But you know, these all MGP products. So
See, that's what I don't get because MGP don't matter anymore because you can get MGP. It won't matter because if you ship it to Texas, you ship it to Vegas, you ship it to Florida, it's all going to taste different, right?
yes and no.
All right.
Now, depending on where it's going, you're
All
right.
right. We got to talk MGP real quick because I heard MGP
So
was
MGP have their recipes, they have their barrel. But yes, location does matter depending on how long they spend in that location. So perfect example, right? This is MGP.
I got a smoke wagon somewhere. I don't know.
This is MGP. What do you call it? What else is MGP? I have a few MGP around, but depending on where you are, or depending on where it goes, it may actually taste different. That's true. But some of these MGP kind of have the same profile because I think when it comes to MGP is who is doing the blending. That's what you need to know. So Aaron Aaron from Smoke Wagon, the blending he did is what made Smoke Wagon so popular and so cool, right? Penelope, same thing. Danny, that blending is what made it so good and so popular. I've seen people that tried to blend MGP and it came horrible.
Oh, so yeah. So the master blender. All right. So
Matters.
so you got two things. You got a master distiller and then you got a master blender. And when the
But
combination comes
MGP,
together,
no one cares
MGP they don't care about the master distiller. They only care about
because there's plenty of master distillers at MGP.
yeah.
Literally,
Okay.
their job is to distill every day. So
I don't know. What do you say, man? I'm dying to get my hands on the taste buds on the
on
13th.
yeah, that 13 colony is the talk of the town now. Everybody's talking about that 13.
I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm lost with what y'all talking about. I
A
don't know.
13 colony is like the new brand, like the new brand on the market now. They
Oh, okay.
are every influencer, every bourbon lover is telling you about that 13 colony. Apparently, let me see here. They have that weird looking bottle. If you've seen it, uh, this is what 13 colony looks like.
I gotta
I'm a
ask you. I gotta ask you about the Sam Houston too. Somebody said this is just a flex bottle. It's not really
hold
good
on.
juice in here. So 13 colony. You say you gonna pull it up?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now.
Yeah.
So if you look at it, let me see.
You should be
Yeah,
able to share. I don't know.
yeah. See,
All right. So
that's 13 colony.
hold on. Let me assign it. Assign it to. There it go right there. Oh, it looks like the birthday. Looks like the birthday.
Another colony.
I had to answer you out because of the sound of your voice was. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, that's they seen it though. They seen it. He said get the rye. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I never had anything from them.
Hey,
So
I am a fan. I am a fan of this rye right here though. I'm not gonna lie about that. That wild turkey
that wild
master
turkey
skip.
master skip. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, bro.
That's no longer done. Now you try to get a bottle now, you're about 300.
Sheesh.
Yeah, that's no longer like available on the market.
Oh, let me.
Uh,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
you got
So
you got 300 there because that master keep came about. Now we are what? They got the Voyage. That is the master keep that came out. The Wild Turkey Voyage. That's the new master keep. They say they aged it in I think they said they aged in like Caribbean cask and they got it on a trip or something like that. So
I'm gonna tell you, cognac frapping. I don't know if
Yeah.
you ever heard of that brand before.
Nope.
They sent me the XO, the VSOP, and they send me some of their, like, you heard of
Oh,
Louis Vuitton.
is that the one you reviewed? You opened the box. You're talking about Frappe? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, bro! They sent me something that's like a $10,000 bottle. Uh, a little pour of that, 2 ounces. Incredible, incredible. If you like,
It's very interesting. So you say cognac
but
frappe?
I kind of like the $3,000 bottle better than the $10,000 bottle. But it's cognac frapping, Rebellas, and then there's a one that's called Plum, Cuvée Plum,
Okay.
and then like Rubel. I'm gonna show you the name. Shoot, forget that.
Cognac frappe. Let me see.
So it's Plum Frappe. This right here is the one that I kind of like the
Oh,
most.
frappe. Frappe. Okay.
Yeah, you know I'm
It's
not French. You got that French, but this right here is the big boy bottle.
okay. I'm looking at it right now.
It is. I only poured a little bit out of each one, but smell the bouquet is amazing. Like, as soon as you pour it, bro, you start smelling the bouquet. You crack this open, the bouquet is like all in. You smell everything about it.
Well,
Then,
I'm looking at it now.
yeah.
Cognac frappe. Okay.
So me and Joe, me and man, we kind of got into the XO and VSOP together, and I think
Okay.
they are a quiet brand. If y'all like cognac, they are a quiet brand, but I think they hit with the top four. So I think they right up there with them. If not, like some of their things are better than Courvoisier. Some of their things are like the entry level things, the VSOP and the XO. They're not as great as the Remy Martins and the Hennessy's and the Martels, but they can rival with the price range. You see what I'm saying? You can
Yeah,
hang.
they have a Rudy Garberg as their brand ambassador.
Shoot, I
Yeah, I
didn't.
think he's a basketball player.
Rudy Gobert.
Gobert, yep, he's their brand ambassador, like their face.
I didn't know. I didn't know, but they reached out to me and asked me that I want to taste it. So I you know me, I without a doubt I had to try it out.
Oh, that is quite interesting. Cognac frappe. Okay,
And
all right.
that was something new. That was something new that somebody actually sent something that valuable to me, and I was very
You,
appreciative of that. And I haven't smelled that since I had, and I was a little lit since I had like the Louis in like a club with my friends and stuff. Like the bouquet of, like, when you just open the bottle, you just smell like roses and flowers and
right?
sweetness. That's how this is, bro.
Okay,
Both
nice.
both both of them was like that. Both of them was like that. But I kind of like the the plum a little better. I think
Okay,
I think the Cuvée Rabellis is made, the actual 18 karat gold is the issue why it costs so much. But it was real decent. That's one of the best ones. That's the best cognac I had this year.
wow.
Both
Okay,
both of them, one and two, one and two.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So what I want to do this year, man, I don't know. Anybody in the comments, y'all can tell me about this. I'm doing the Jake Fever Drink Award. So I'm looking to do like 10 different categories where I
okay.
give bourbons, probably a bottle and bond, just best bourbon, best bottle and bond, best bourbon I tasted, best cognac, best XO, best VSOP type stuff that I've tasted,
Yeah, I
tequila
think
stuff.
you can break it down into the best XO, best VSOP. Yeah, that work.
Yeah, so I think I'm doing something like that. If y'all
I'm
don't
here.
have, I mean, if you're good, bro, we can shut it down. It's all good. Oh,
No. I'm down for wherever. I feel like I needed to send you more stuff.
nah, man, we good. We could just exchange some stuff and just pop in
You
every
know
month.
what? Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm down for that. You know what? The way you taste stuff, I need to get you into some Irish whiskey.
Oh man, no. I don't want any of that stuff in my house anymore. I'm done with
What
James and Proper 12. Proper 12 turned me off Irish whiskey.
you know the funny thing is everybody. So Jake, what you need to remember now is you're a professional. What does that mean? That means that you can't just drink what everybody drinks.
Yeah, that's my
It's,
issue.
it's not sounding bougie at all. It's not anything, but here is what you know. If I take a bottle right now and I read that bottle, I can decide there and there if this is a bottle I'm even gonna ever drink. What I know about Irish whiskey, I had a chance to go to Ireland myself. I've been through distilleries. Dude, I have my own pour of Jameson, like straight from the barrel.
Yeah.
I give you a taste of that. You would
Galvatron
think,
agree with you. Galvatron agree with you.
yeah, you would think you went to another world and came back.
And
What is produced for the masses should not be Jake's thing anymore. Is
let me
who
I gotta give you a pour of this. Let me show you something that I gotta give you. I might just send you a mini unopened. But this right here might be it's called Martell VSOP. It's a medallion, very fine. I don't know if you
okay,
ever had it,
okay.
but it's off the market now. I got like three smaller bottles over here, and I
Yeah,
got two minis. And this costs like $25 for this little what is this? 375, I think. 200 mLs. This is so delicious. It's better than the if everybody wondering, it's better than every Martell that you probably tried. VSOP is better than the what it is, the Blue Swift.
yeah.
And it rivals the XO, but it's not better than the Cordon Bleu.
Okay.
And this is $25 for the 200 mLs, but they used to sell this like $25 a fifth. But this is the old bottle, the old red label. See,
Correct.
you'll get the new one that has it's called Medallion and it has the red label. But this label here, that's why I got all of this. See,
Oh,
I brought the store out because look,
oh, okay, okay.
so that's all they had, and this might be the best tasting cognac that's old like that I've had since when? Not this is the best tasting one I had this year probably. I'm going through my award stuff,
Yeah.
so so I'm trying to figure out how to do the awards, and I know this is gonna get one. I'm gonna get me a little
Okay.
sip of it though.
All right. No, brother, I appreciate you having me on, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate sitting down and chatting and exchanging is important. I feel like more of us needs to do it more often. Um, we need to make a plan and see what we can do next time as far as the
yeah. And
uh, uh,
if they watching, if anybody in here watching, if y'all got some ideas and stuff for us to keep it going next time or something like that, we'll love for to hear your thoughts because we do it for us because we like it, but we'll do some stuff for y'all too because we like y'all. To be honest with you,
absolutely, absolutely.
what's he say? What's a decent price to pay for Jack Daniel's 10 year and 12 year, bro? I've been looking for those and I'm probably not gonna get them. So I don't know, Jack. You probably could tell them.
I only pay $59.99 for it.
Oh, so
The 10 and the 12. So I don't know. I bought it. I literally the store got them and they were selling it at that price. So it's just availability that is a problem. So, but I don't think they're super expensive.
yeah, so yeah, the availability is the problem for me too because I they don't. If the store get them here in Florida, they're already gonna be at 200 or better.
Yeah.
So you won't see me. Look at Alpha House say, do they still have some? You know they don't, Alpha. You know they don't.
No, I bought those. I bought those a while. a while ago. Like almost like 4 months ago when they came on the market. So I mean, it was just like, oh, stores like, hey, yeah, we got this in. Do you want one? Sure, why not?
See, it's about relationships, Alpha.
It is.
Like
It is.
if you see his collection, you know he got an overwhelming amount. He got more liquor than a person can drink in a lifetime, and
That is very true. Sadly,
so his relationships with these liquor stores, they understand who their buyers is, who's gonna come in there and buy. So they
but
appreciate
not,
his
not
business.
also not also took years, right? It's not just in one day. It took years of just
Yeah,
building little by little.
yeah. So that's what I've learned. I got people that call me and tell me, "Hey, man, I got this in." That's how I was able to get the white Hennessy out before everybody who got it. They sold me a couple of cases before, because they knew I was coming. They
Correct.
let me know. They let me know, and they knew I was coming.
They trust what you got going on. So that's
So
what it's down to. It's
and like
really
every
about.
time I give the liquor store a shout out here and there. But they even give me some of their single barrel tequilas, their single barrel picks. What
Yeah.
you think? What you think about like stuff like tequila single barrel picks? That's kind of weird
Oh,
to me.
I love those. I love those. Like I did 30 days of agave last May.
What's that?
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, you speaking my language. Buna Haven, that's me. I got a whole set of Buna Haven, their distillery editions only. Probably about 20 of them. Love
Boo-
Buna Haven.
I
When
ain't
it
try.
comes to Isla whiskeys, don't play with me.
I gotta put
Don't
a
play.
whole nother shelf on this wall right here, man. I already got bottles on the table, like right here, literally beside me, and I gotta put a whole nother shelf on the wall just to put these bottles up. Cause my collection and selection getting mixed too much. So he
Yeah.
clapping it up for you,
Yeah,
Galvatron.
you talk about that's when we walk into Scotch, that's a whole different domain.
I
That's my
know.
domain. That's my when what is that anime? The guy go domain expansion. That's my domain. You say Scotch, and we speak in a whole different language.
Mm.
And when it comes to Isla, from as you can, I just and Gavator, if you don't follow me on IG, follow me on IG. I just finished interviewing Cameron George from Artbag. We just reviewed the Bizarbecue, the Artbag anthology, all the new Artbag that just got released. The Trebon 19 year. That's we talk single malt. I mean
See,
you
this is what I
you
love
don't
about
get me
Jack,
excited.
man. This man allows you to pick his brain, and it's such a pleasure to like pick his knowledge about these spirits because he really cares about learning about everything. See, when I first started this, what I wanted to care about was I come from an approach to uh, price, taste good, headache. I'm gonna give that to the people. You see what I'm saying? Is the
Yeah.
price good? Does it taste good? Does it give you a headache? Then I added on, is the bottle gorgeous?
Oh, yeah.
Right? All that,
And all of that don't matter to me.
all of that don't matter at all,
Me,
because
I need to know the
if
story, the
if you know
process.
if you know the process and like what you just said, how it's made, then all of that'll play into how you pick it because you'll start
Dude,
picking. Like for
when I
me,
start looking
I
at
realized I
bottles,
was just picking the wrong stuff.
when I start looking at bottles immediately, I go to the store. Usually, somebody I go, nope, 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 yes, 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 and people go, what? Why are you saying no? Trust me, no. Let's pass. And I'm like, the bottle will tell you everything you need to know. That guy asked a good question. So
Oh, let me see.
Alpha House, let me tell you this. When it comes to five must have, especially when it comes to single malt, you have to figure out two type first. Do you like peated or unpeated single malt? Before I give you the five. So you have to choose. Because if you like both, then I can give you my top five. If you like specifically peated or unpeated, then I can tell you what my top
Could
five
you
is.
could you explain to me what peated is and unpeated because I'm confused when you start talking
So
about that.
so So to make single malt just means that it's made with 100% malted barley from one distillery, right? That's what single malt is. And if it's been aged and bottled in Scotland, then it's called Scotch, right? Single malt Scotch. Now, during the process, right, of when single malts are made, so they take the barley and they wet it, right? Just like a science experiment. Remember when we were kid and they ask you to grow the corn so you can grow it and see it, germinate.
Oh, okay. So that's the
Right.
P.
So yeah. So they wet the barley and they let it sit for a few days and let it germinate. The germination actually accelerate the sucrose and all the all the glucose that comes into the grain itself, but they don't let it completely germinate. Once it start germinating, what they do is they use some heat to stop the germination. That's what they call malting, right? It's called malting. Now that heat could be it could be direct heat, it could be side heat, or it could be a smoked heat. Now peat itself is a fossil fuel. In the old days, on that side of the island of Scotland, people didn't have enough wood to actually keep warm. So the sea moss from the water that hit the shores, that sea moss packed with earth to create a peat. That sea moss dry, you can burn it to actually make fire. So they used to use that to actually create fire. As they actually were making whiskey, they started using it to dry the barley. So
Oh,
it has a a vegety note. It has a it has a it has a decaying kind of a old salad decaying type of smell. But when you burn it and smoke it, that's how you dry the barley, right? By drying that, what they call you peating the barley because you're using peat moss and burn it to dry the barley. When you make your whiskey, when you go through the kilning, which is the kilning when they actually put add yeast to it and actually make it into whiskey, you get that smell, iodine, burnt barbecue, smoke smell out of your whiskey. That's what they call peated whiskey.
Dr. Marco. Hey, my boy spitting over here. Hey, I
So
appreciate that. Hey, bro,
when some when,
you know
if they
your
use
stuff,
direct
bro.
fire, if they use direct fire, then or indirect fire, that's just regular with malt, and peat and malt mean that they peated. They actually use that peat to meat. So depend on what type of which one you like, then obviously your whiskey tastes completely different.
Yeah.
So
And I want to
people say,
shout
"Oh,
out
I don't like I don't
Shed
like
Black for the super
Lagavulin."
chat. I'm sorry about that. I don't really get super chats. This is probably my third one ever. I gotta shout out Shed Black for the super chat. I gotta acknowledge him. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. But I'm gonna let him get back to cooking up. So
So that's pretty much it. So one thing I'm gonna tell Alpha too, Alpha, you have to remember, Johnny Walker is a blended whiskey. So you got to keep that in mind. It's a blended whiskey. So Diageo owns about 8 or 9 major whiskey. I'm gonna show you something that can clarify that for you.
the Diageo brand is huge. That's
Yeah,
what that's the same brand that I believe P Diddy's arguing with that doesn't
they're the one who have this
yeah,
tequila.
he wants them to push his Deleon brand, and they kicked him out of Ciroc. Diageo brand owns a lot, and Bacardi do too. Bacardi is just not a rum brand. They own almost everything. That's who Hove went head to head with Bacardi, and he got that bag. But Hove do business a little different than P Diddy. P Diddy, you figure out like how messy he is a little bit. So here we go. We got the Johnny Walker Blue
So
Label.
I'm gonna tell you. So this is called the Legendary Eight.
He said,
So
whatever you recommend, he gonna drink.
Legendary Eight is made of the eight legendary distillery of that are owned by Diageo. So you have Port Dundas, you have Cordons Bridge, you have Blair Atto, Taichin, Oban, you have Cambus, Brora, and Lagavulin, right? They all owned by Diageo. So the one thing you have to keep in mind is when your whiskey is blended, regardless of what Johnny Walker you have, it come from two or three or four. The reason why it's called a blended whiskey and not a single malt is because they're taking juice from three, four, five, or six distillery and blending it together.
Oban is good stuff.
Oban is good stuff, but it's also Diageo. So those are those distilleries that are making specific things. So depending on what you're having,
So what five you thinking? Since he said he'll drink whatever you say.
okay, if you think whatever I say, depending on what we going on, first thing I always recommend is something that is easy drinking. My go-to always is Glenfiddich. Glenfiddich 18. You cannot tell me anything when it comes to Glenfiddich of Glenlivet 18 for me are my go-to. The
Y'all,
reason why is
y'all know
because it's
CJP
small,
with a review come out this weekend
you
with
know.
Glenfiddich 18.
Um, the next thing I'll always say, you want to go easy, Glenmorangie is also easy. I love that what Glenmorangie is doing, but I usually like the 15 because for me it has more body to it. The third thing I will usually go for is Ardbeg Ugadal. Ardbeg Ugadal for me is probably the perfect balance of that smoke and a little bit of that, and a little bit of that, those strong sherry note that you find. Abelor 18. That's literally you took the word out of
Oh,
my
he
mouth.
just he
Ab-
just said it. Yeah,
Abelor 18 for me is those sweet mix of two blended whiskey that for me, two blended casks that come together perfectly in. Beside Abelor, what I would drink if I'm not drinking any of that, I love peated whiskey. So for me, I have to literally go directly to my Buna Haben 18 or Buna Haben 21. That's what I drink. Right. So that's those are my top five that I drink that are not crazy out there. Now I have my favorite. If you get a chance to find a Duors 3032 or Duor 25,
those
here
age statements are crazy.
those only come in 375. Best whiskey you actually ever taste. If you get a chance to grab yourself an Ardbeg fermentation, those are 19-year-old Ardbeg fermentation. Make sure you grab yourself one of those. If you can get any of the Festival of Isla, any of the Fish Isla of Buna Haben, grab it. You cannot go wrong with that one. That's why I tell people. Now, if we're gonna drink Lagavulin as adults, I'm gonna need you to, I'm gonna need you to go for the Lagavulin Offerman. So the 11 Offerman or the 8, which is the cast strength one. That's my go-to. But if you're gonna drink something that is peated that you can really enjoy, I'm gonna tell you to go for Kilholman Isla Barley. I had my own barrel pick of that Kilholman, and I'm telling you right now, best peated whiskey you've had. Period. So
See, see, I'm scared of people like Jack and Hood Somalia because he explains stuff so well. You want to taste everything he just talked about,
that's
and
that's the whole fun of it. Is you
but
got to
this,
taste everything.
bro, people don't understand like the spirits of people like me and you. Once we go in, we don't stop. It don't stop for me.
You got you gotta you
If
got
I
you
get
no
a
you got
bottle, I'm going back and I'm replaying this. I'm not even dropping a cut of this because you explained that so well. I when I go in, bro, y'all might see Scotch for the next month straight. Like I
oh,
don't
come
know.
on.
Like I don't know.
No, it's just you just what I like to say is you need to explore. I don't limit your palate. And that's why I tell people like, oh, I'm a cognac drinker. Good for you. Good for you. But in reality, the fun part of what we do here, right? That's the last thing I'm gonna say. The fun part of what we do here is not the spirit itself. No one is telling you go drink, go get shit faced and that. No.
Nah.
Fun part of that is the exploration. Anything in this life, if you're a shoe collector, a car collector, a watch collector, and that, the fun part is not how much money you're dropping on it. The fun part is knowing that you got something different and new that your spirit, your hand, your foot, or your palate get to try.
Yeah.
And for me, that's the fun part. It's like I'm never shy to beg. I am never shy to reach out to someone and say, "Hey, I never had this whiskey. Do you mind sending me a 2 ounce of it?" And people are like, "Oh, sure, I'll send you a 2 ounce of it." Okay. I told somebody one time, I said, "Yeah, brother, I can't afford this whiskey. If you got 2 ounce, I'll take it. I'm not. I'm not too proud
What
to
they say?
say I asked for 2 ounce before.
Since we in the spirit, we'll say like the Bible say, "Ask not, receive not."
I'm telling you, that new Four Roses, 135 year, nigga, I can't afford that. Nah.
It's 135-year-old.
No,
I
the
never.
135 year anniversary of
Oh,
Four Roses.
okay.
They brought a new special one that was a blend of, I think, a blend of 12, like the blend of the all 10 recipes of Four Roses. And I can't afford that because I can't even find it. But when I said I want to try it, one of my followers I just sent me a message, say, "Hey, I got a bottle. I just opened it 2 days ago. What's your address? I'll send you 2 ounce."
Jeez,
I'm not shy.
that's God saying right there. Ain't it? Like go hell with the nigga stuff. Nah, it ain't really about going ham.
No, I tell you what, Alpha, one thing I'm gonna tell you, I keep repeating it. If there is like if you're that's why I tell people, if you're a subscriber of someone, if you super chat or Jake super chat, if you see something on Jake's bar that you like, don't be afraid to send him an email as his supporter, because those are the first people who will support. As a supporter, say, "Hey Jake, I saw this shit on your channel. Hey, do you mind if I try 2 ounce?" Guess what? Jake will be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna send you 1 ounce or 2 ounce. That's all I can
Yeah,
do. Try it." Because you'll be a joy for him to say, next time you pull out a bottle going, "Hey, I bought this bottle because Jake sent me 2 ounce. I tried it. I loved it. So now I have one."
yeah. Because
You
at this
done your
point,
job.
at this point the pores is getting out of hand. Like
Correct.
I got stuff on the wall, and the only time I ever go ham when I see something, it's like this. This is a 3 star.
Correct.
Before
Correct.
they ever had like the VS thing, they had three. This would be considered VS, but this bottle is older than
That's
like
vintage right there.
1950s, like 1950s,
Yeah.
1940s. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
this one,
I was telling someone that when Hennessy
this
came on the market, if you go to your great grandmother and she drink cognac, she never saw what Hennessy looked like now, like we see it.
yeah.
They used to come in those bottles.
So that's what I'm saying. Like when these, that's when you go ham because they're never gonna be here ever again. And
Yeah.
ask any Hennessy collector that you ever bump into, do they got a 3 star bottle? They don't have this. So
Correct.
so I got it. So and it's just a flex. It's a flex bottle, and I might open this. I might open this one day though. This is one I might open for sure.
Not wrong with that.
Yeah. But what
Not
somebody dropped a comment, so I gotta see. And I do little crazy giveaways here and there. Like subs and stuff. Subscribe.
yeah.
Oh, Alpha Hoss, you would have got he would have got a case of that Henny White. I ain't mad at you,
That's the way
man.
to do it.
But see, you got to realize, like, you got a collector in me, and then you have a drinker in me as well. I am a Hennessy collector. It's just like I wear a lot of Nike shoes and Jordans and stuff like that. That's my brand. I like it. You can't deter me off it. Like he said, you like what you
Correct.
like, and nobody can tell you
No
anything
one can tell
different.
you
But
anything
because I
about it. Yeah.
like it, because the storyline, like you said, the brand is prestigious. A lot of people buy Apple products because Apple is the brand. but I'm a
Yep.
Samsung man, right? Even though I'm dabbling on this Mac computer, but I'm a Samsung man. So everything else except for my computers are Samsung or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Just like I'm a Hennessy guy, but I taste Remy and Martell, and I enjoy those
Correct.
too.
Correct.
And actually, one of my favorite best price cognacs in the world is 1738 Remy Martin, and I
1738.
and that's not even
Hey,
a
what's up? Hello.
that's not even a secret. So
1738.
yeah, what you got for us though? What you got, Jack? What's that?
Oh no, these are,
Oh,
I call it the box of terror.
let me ask you a
Of
question though. What's the
Yes.
worst? What's the worst? What's the worst liquor experience you had? Like,
Uh,
like
yeah, I can't
not
say.
as after you drink, just in period. Like maybe you tried something you like, I'm never drinking that again. Before
That's
you
what
got
I
lame.
already told you. 50 Cent owe me money.
Yeah, but you was already experienced.
Somebody call 50 and tell him he owe me $249 for that trash ass XO Branson that he's selling, folks. That's
Yeah,
all I need.
yeah.
Like, there's a few whiskey brand I can talk trash about, but I'm gonna tell you what. If you send me a sample and I try it and I don't like it, guess what? I have a rule. If I ain't got nothing nice to say, I ain't saying nothing at all. That's me. That's I'd rather not trash it. And if you ask me about it, I will send you my recommendation and say, hey, I think this whiskey needs this and needs that. It will make it better. That's what I will do. But I'm not gonna come on Beyonce's internet and start trashing your whiskey if you send me a sample
Who is
because
that?
Beyonce's internet. But
I
I'm
ain't heard
not.
that one before.
I'm
Dang.
not going to do that because I truly believe if you send, as like sending, showing somebody a part of you by sending them a sample, say, hey, please try my shit, and you like it or you don't, it's fine. But if I buy it with my own money though, and it's not good, expect me to come on Beyonce's internet and blast you and tell people how terrible it is.
Yeah, I'm not built that way, but I'm not gonna tell you. I give my honest review, and I'm not gonna lie to you. The frappe and cognac, it might be the most impressive thing. Not the upper level stuff. I'm talking about the VSOP that's $40. And I'm about to
Yeah.
get me a I'm about to get me a pour of that. But the bottle is I'm my experience with that is everything. Let me show you. The VSOP, like me and Shannon Sharp went at it in DMs. You didn't know that, did
Mm,
you? I got I
mm-mm.
got I got I got a I got documentation because I kind of like I didn't shit on his cognac, but I was like, bro, I spent $107 to get this to my house, right? It comes in like a bullshit wooden box. It's 25,000 bottles. I got number 608. So I
Okay.
was the first one to buy his stuff. Basically, when it came out, I was the first one to buy it. The cognac tastes good, but this is like $40. It's way better than that. It doesn't come in a wooden box, and I understand because it's numbered and everything. You'll pay a little
Hmm.
premium for it. So I dropped the video, and I mixed it with Mountain Dew because it was so shitty. So I was like, since he always be talking about Diet Mountain Dew, I'm gonna talk about, hey, this only is supposed to be mixed with Diet Mountain Dew. So, like every celebrity, he watched my video. I mean, he didn't watch my video. He just reshared and said thanks. I didn't really shit on it real bad, but I did kind of like tell him it's not good in the video. But it got 80,000 views and it got like 2,500, maybe 3,000 comments under his name. And about 2,000 of those comments said, "Bro, he shitted on your cognac. He did, he did your cognac dirty, bro. Why you shared this?" So at that point, Shannon Sharp hit me in the DM and said, "What didn't you like about my cognac?" And I put price. I like the cognac. I don't like the price. And Shannon said, well, my cognac tastes just like XO's, and it won first place in the Sip Awards. And that right there, bro, made me want to start my own awards.
Hmm.
That's why I'm doing my awards at the end of this year. I did a little version of it last year, but I didn't have enough time because that's when he did it like a week before the end of the year last year. I did not have enough time, but now I'm doing my own awards. It's gonna be the Jake Fever Awards, and I'm dropping my own list and everything. And you can influence my decision too. Like I'll reach out to you, man, Drees, anybody that drinks this stuff, Club Dirty, whoever drinks. You know what I'm saying? Give me some of your opinions because who's the Sip Awards? I looked them up, bro. They payola to me in my mind. They payola. So, because Branson, guess who's up there with guess who's up there with him? That's why I brought that Phantom to see if they was payola. That's why I have this Branson right here, bro. That's why I have this Branson right here.
Again, I'm on Beyonce's internet, so I'm gonna keep my thought for myself because I'm telling you right now, it's some of these things, and people gonna say the funny thing is people gonna say, "Oh, you shitting on your own people," right? It come out that way sometimes. Or you shitting on your own people, and I'm like, hey, that's not it. But constructive criticism is a big deal, right? You got to be able to take criticism. And the question I ask people is, who do you run this shit by before you do it, right? So that's between them and their PR agency. They're gonna ride on their coattail of celebrities
I
to
just
be
don't
able
think
to
it's worth
sell stuff.
$105. That's my only issue. If it was
But
$50,
again,
I would love it. That's my
yeah,
only issue with his. Because I think he did. I think he went through the proper channels to get his right, like kind of how Fawn Weaver's doing. He went through the
yeah.
proper channels, but I just don't think it's worth $105. You can buy XO. Tesserone XO is age 25 years. You see what I'm saying? Tesserone 90 XO Lot 90 is age 25 years. You compete with a
Brother,
BSO.
you are preaching to the choir. Some of these celebrities, again, are riding on their celebrity coattail to be able to sell us crap, which is fine. It's fine. But if I know whiskey and I know exactly what I'm tasting, at the end of the day, I am not going to give you my money.
And this flavor profile, bro, like you don't understand how fig and prune taste in a liquid until you and like enjoy the sweetness of this. It's like candy, prune, and fig and stuff in here, bro.
Yeah. That's, like I said, that's what I want to see. That those, I know what I look for in a whiskey profile. I know what I'm trying to see. So somewhere on the line, some people are just full of it. They're full of crap. And that's how I feel.
And they dared me to taste this, and I think they said, Jake, taste this, and I dare you to not like it. And they didn't
For them.
disappoint that.
Absolutely.
But
But brother,
we coming up on like 2 hours of
yeah, that's what I was about to say. I have to go up and be a good husband slash
yeah.
fiance. It's
Hey,
9:30. It's Friday night. I've done what I want. I have to make sure I go check on my lady,
let
make
me
sure
tell you,
she.
it's 10:30 on my end, and I sure appreciate you, and I appreciate all the content. I'm gonna drop a couple of shorts, not shorts, but short videos, and y'all can get the gist of everything that we talked about. And appreciate you. Hey,
Alpha
Jack,
Alpha said we need to do
we definitely can
R&D.
do this again. Uh,
Absolutely.
for sure. I'm gonna get with you on the back end. Thanks.
Yeah, I think the next one we need to plan. We need to plan on what we gonna hit. We hit a
Well,
few subjects, hit a few things, like exchange a couple things and run through and see. You
if
know,
y'all like this was off the cuff, really,
yeah.
and I
Yeah,
think
but
we
then
could do
what I'm saying
better.
is the conversation is better when we have like three or four like samples or thing line up. Like we almost can challenge each other. Like you don't like scotch, right? You don't go straight for scotch. I can send you 5 scotch and let you run through them and see if maybe I can convince you to become a certain scotch lover. We can do the same for cognac, right? We can but as we do it, we can educate the folks on exactly why is it that we saying what we saying. Because the problem again why I do this is that our folks are never educated. They're forced on by huge marketing and celebrities to buy things that necessarily are not in the best interest.
Yeah, and
And that's what I want to stop.
I do this because I like the big brands and everything, and I want to call BS out. But I want to praise what's really good out there because sometimes, like, you can be like, "Oh, this celebrity ain't good," but the people behind them are actually good. You know, like I think
Correct.
Kevin Hart did a good job on his tequila. I really do like everything about it. But like a lot of people gonna say, "Oh, this celebrity is trash." You know, I don't care about certain things, and you might not care about the same things I don't care about, and you care about certain things, and you may care about certain things that Jack care about. So it's all
Right.
a need for both of us. So
Yeah.
with that being said, Jack, man, we appreciate you. If y'all don't know Hood Sommelier, go follow him Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We all need followers. We all need you to show us some love. We sure appreciate you. We're gonna be out of here. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Jake,